Guys, it is Evolve Day, the best day of the week. So let's talk about this phenomenal show again tonight, where I won't lie, I do have a few issues with how the main event turned out, but that's for the end of the video. The show opens up directly where the last show ended, with Aaron Rourke in the ring, Kam Hendrix and Harley Riggins about to jump into the ring and attack him, and they do, but Aaron Rourke manages to evade them. He manages to fend them off, and after like 5 seconds, he escapes and runs away. Well, we do get a follow-up with that tonight, as Timothy Thatcher later in the night says that it's time to decide who will be the next challenger for Aaron Rourke. So he calls out Aaron Rourke. Aaron Rourke says a few words, says he's a diamond because he survives, he's made under pressure. But then literally everybody in the roster comes out because they want their shot. Kam Hendrix and Harley Riggins obviously are the first. They want that opportunity. But you know, there was a moment of tension because Kam Hendrix said who better to face him, put his hand on Harley Riggins and then said then me. And Harley Riggins did look a bit pissed at that. So they didn't really follow up a lot on that, but there's something to look out for. And then Jensen obviously came out, said he defeated Cappuccino Jones in a cowbell match. He deserves that. Followed by Tristan Angels, who has done nothing but just aura farm the last few weeks, which, you know, fair. Everybody in my comment sections have just said good things about Tristan Angels, so if it works, it works. Then Dorian Van Dux came out. He also wants that opportunity. But then Tate Wilder didn't even come. He didn't even ask for an opportunity. He was just in this for the love of the game. He attacked Kam Hendrix and Harley Riggins. A massive brawl broke out. But Timothy Thatcher divided everybody, told everybody there's going to be a Fatal 4-Way match next week with Kam Hendrix, Tristan Angels, Dorian Van Dux, and Jensen. The winner will be Aaron Rourke's next challenger. Should be a good match. Tate Wilder is like, yo, what about me? Why am I not in this? And then he makes a match right now for Harley Riggins versus Tate Wilder. And this is a match which Tate Wilder picks up the victory in, which kind of sucks. I'm very high on Harley Riggins and I want to see the dude pick up more victories. Plus, I don't know where everything is going. Like, Kam Hendrix is on NXT now. Tate Wilder is on NXT now. Why are all these people still on Evolve? I love them on Evolve, but you know, choose your own route. Choose which show to have them on. Anyways, Tate Wilder wins, but after the match, Kam Hendrix and Harley Riggins just jump him anyway. You know, when is this story going to end? It feels like it's been going on for a bit too long now. Like, I'm not really excited about it anymore. I feel like we're done with it. Everybody's moving on to bigger and better things. It's Tate Wilder and Kam Hendrix, so it feels like it's over, right? We don't want to see it anymore, at least me. Then we move on to the first match that opened the show. Actually, it is Max Abrahms and the Mog Squad going up against Starboy Chaz Hall, Cappuccino Jones, and Romeo Moreno. One of my favorites on Evolve right now. A really fun match. Everybody had a chance to show off. Still don't really feel anything towards Max Abrahms' partners. He's the only one that's really standing out so far, but they do pick up the victory. Romeo Moreno almost got the victory, but then one of the members of the Mog Squad got up on the apron, tried to distract him. It's Gal ran out and he was very angry. He started beating everybody up from the Mog Squad. Unfortunately, the new security guards made their first appearance and pulled him away, which was cool. It's Gal was funny for this. Unfortunately, this distraction didn't work in the favor of the team he was trying to help, as this allows Max Abrahams to pick up the victory over Romeo Moreno. A really good showing. I thought the baby faces were going to win, but you know, I am fine with the Mog Squad picking up the victory. They're slowly starting to become a dominant force on Evolve. I still want to learn more about each of these members individually. They all feel so bland still. Max Abrahams is the only one that really stands out. As soon as we get to know more of them, I will be excited. But for now, no, I'm still giving them time, still testing the waters, but we need to do something with them because the baby faces were just a million times more interesting and more exciting than they had any right to be compared to the heels. Now, before we head to the main event, there is a major thing, a major backstage promo that happened that does play a major influence, and it's that influence how I feel about the main event. So backstage, Carmen Petrovic is practicing on a bicycle. She's just working out when Nikkita, Lyons, and Sloane Jacobs get pissed at her because they want to film some video, some TikTok, but Kam Hendrix just said, no, I'm not going to leave. And then they say they're going to talk to the GM, Timothy Thatcher, and set up a match. So that's going to happen next week. But now the main event, Wendy Choo defends her championship against Laynie Luck. Although the build-up to this match wasn't the best, I didn't feel a lot towards this build-up. The match, I was excited for the match itself. I thought it was going to be a fun match. Both are great wrestlers. Both are girls I really like to see wrestle. So we didn't get a clean finish to this match, and I'm very upset with that. So near the end of the match, Nikkita, Lyons, and Sloane Jacobs go down to the ring. They start attacking both girls, and nothing happens. They just lay out the girls. Carmen Petrovic does come out, she stands there, and then as she runs to the ring, the show cuts out. So we're probably gonna follow up on that next week to open the show, just like we did this week with what happened to end last week's show. Still don't know how I feel about this. I really want to see this match have a clean finish, and as much as I like Nikkita, Lyons, and this Sloane Jacobs team, I just wanted to see a clean match between Laynie Luck and Wendy Choo. That's what it comes down to. I don't hate it because I want to see Nikkita, Lyons go up against Wendy Choo. This is probably going to lead to a much larger storyline. All good and fine. Next week I'm probably not even going to care about this. But as for this week, just really wish we got a clean finish to that, man. Just really want to see Laynie Luck versus Wendy Choo. Not even gonna lie, I was really rooting for Laynie Luck. I knew she wasn't gonna win. I don't know why. Anyway, the match itself was pretty okay. I mean, didn't really hit that top level I wanted it to, but that's just me personally. The finish really didn't do it for me. You probably could have just had them attack after the match. That would have worked a million times better, and I would have been so much happier. If Wendy Choo pinned Laynie Luck, defended her championship successfully, and then the attack happened, I would not have a single complaint. But yeah, that is Evolve for you tonight. A relatively great show. I'm gonna be honest. Main event kind of takes it a few tiers down for me, but other than that, I'd say it was a solid 8 out of 10. As always, there's not really a lot you can complain about with Evolve. Only thing that's really has me questioning over the last few weeks is who's on NXT and who's on Evolve. I don't mind when wrestlers are on both shows. I just dislike the continuity issues it usually causes. Because sometimes when a wrestler is on Evolve and on NXT, they don't really carry over the storylines. Remember when Ariana Grace was on Evolve, but she was also the TNA champion, and she was also in Birthright in NXT, and none of those storylines ever really collided or got together, and that really frustrated me. And that's something that I'm kind of frustrated with on Evolve at the moment too, as it doesn't feel like they're ever going to connect the dots between what Romeo Moreno, for example, is doing on NXT versus what he's doing on Evolve, with what Tate Wilder is doing on NXT versus what he's doing on Evolve. Same with Kam Hendrix and everybody else. That's kind of my only complaint with Evolve right now. But yeah, other than that, I cover NXT, Evolve, and AAA every single week, so you should leave a like and subscribe if you want to tune into that. I also have a podcast with POWF every Thursday night, so you should tune into that, and let's get us to 250 or 300 subscribers. I'm not sure if we've hit 250 yet, but if we haven't, let's get there. Anyways, leave a like, subscribe to all the YouTube things, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.